Baking is a method of preparing food that uses dry heat, normally in an oven, but can also be done in hot ashes, or on hot stones. The most common baked item is bread, but many other types of foods are baked. Heat is gradually transferred from the surface of cakes, cookies, and breads to their center. As heat travels through, it transforms batters and doughs into baked goods and more, with a firm dry crust and a softer center. Baking can be combined with grilling to produce a hybrid barbecue variant by using both methods simultaneously, or one after the other. Baking is related to barbecuing because the concept of the masonry oven is similar to that of a smoke pit. Because of historical, social, and familial roles, baking has traditionally been performed at home by women for day-to-day meals and by men in bakeries and restaurants for local consumption. When production was industrialized, baking was automated by machines in large factories. The art of baking remains a fundamental skill and is important for nutrition, as baked goods, especially breads, are a common and important food, both from an economic and cultural point of view. A person who prepares baked goods as a profession is called a baker. All types of food can be baked, but some require special care and protection from direct heat. Various techniques have been developed to provide this protection. In addition to bread, baking is used to prepare cakes, pastries, pies, tarts, quiches, cookies, scones, crackers, pretzels, and more. These popular items are known collectively as baked goods, and are often sold at a bakery, which is a store that carries only baked goods, or at markets, grocery stores, farmers markets, or through other venues. Meat, including cured meats, such as ham, can also be baked, but baking is usually reserved for meatloaf, smaller cuts of whole meats, or whole meats that contain stuffing or coatings such as breadcrumbs or buttermilk batter. Some foods are surrounded with moisture during baking by placing a small amount of liquid in the bottom of a closed pan, and letting it steam up around the food. Roasting is a term synonymous with baking, but traditionally denotes the cooking of whole animals or major cuts. For instance, one bakes chicken parts but roasts the whole bird. One can bake pork or lamb chops but roasts the whole loin or leg. There are many exceptions to this rule of the two terms. Baking and roasting otherwise involve the same range of cooking times and temperatures. Another form of baking is the method known as crust, which protects the food from direct heat and seals the natural juices inside. Meat, poultry, game, fish, or vegetables can be prepared by baking crust. Well-known examples include beef Wellington, where the beef is encased in pastry before baking, POT registered trademark crust, where the terrine is encased in pastry before baking, and the Vietnamese variant, a meat-filled pastry called POT registered trademark chod. The crust method also allows meat to be baked by burying it in the embers of a fire, a favorite method of cooking venison. Salt can also be used to make a protective crust that is not eaten. Another method of protecting food from the heat while it is baking is to cook it en papillote. In this method, the food is covered by baking paper to protect it while it is being baked. The cooked parcel of food is sometimes served unopened, allowing diners to discover the contents for themselves, which adds an element of surprise. Eggs can also be used in baking to produce savory or sweet dishes. In combination with dairy products, especially cheese, they are often prepared as a dessert. For example, although a baked custard can be made using starch, the flavor of the dish is much more delicate if eggs are used as the thickening agent. Baked custards, such as sea army caramel, are among the items that need protection from an oven's direct heat, and the bain-marie method serves this purpose. The cooking container is half submerged in water in another, larger one, so that the heat in the oven is more gently applied during the baking process. Baking a successful soufflot registered trademark requires that the baking process be carefully controlled. The oven temperature must be absolutely even and the oven space not shared with another dish.